So sacred segments on the 18th of January. Good to be here with you. And I'm going to start by asking you to think about your intention for this time that we're together. Just a very short thought about, what it is that you intend for yourself for the future. And while you're thinking about that, I'm going to share something that I always think about on every sacred segment, and that's an angelic focus. So I bring into our focus an angel or an archangel or some kind of divinity. And today I'd like to speak just for a minute or two about the archangel AZRAEL. So the archangel AZRAEL, I'm just going to go to my notes and just tell you a little bit about the archangel AZRAEL. So he's the angel of mysteries and sacred information. So if you want to be developing your ESP or your psychic ability, call upon the archangel AZRAEL for secrets to be revealed. There's talk of him being the when he's close to you, you might not always realize it, but he helps you develop your ESP, if you like. So Archangel AZRAEL is the name of that particular angel. Greta's just joined us. Hello, Greta. Good to see you. So thinking back to the intention of what you would like to intend, I'll share mine and then I'll go around the group and ask what your intention is. So for me, I would like to increase my time management. So make better use of my time. That's my intention. And I'm going to ask that question to Tama. What's your intention?
My intention is to have more control over things that I do and to have more control over things that I don't want to do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. John, would you like to share what your intention is?
I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm just having a little bit of...
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you in a second. I'll ask the ladies first.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Anna.
My intention. My intention is to, how can I put this? I don't like using negative terms in an intention, but my intention is to not allow myself to get pulled down when things feel stuck, and to just simply surrender and let go and trust.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that I was going to ask you, is that a candle? But now I can see it's a glass. It's a beautiful color. I like it.
Yeah, actually, there was a candle in it.
Okay.
It was a repurposed tea glass.
It's gorgeous.
Tea glass, and I changed it back to a glass.
I love it. Greta, intention.
Hi, everyone. I missed the beginning. Is this an intention in general for this period or for today, or what are we?
It could be for this session or for you at the moment, whatever you feel appropriate.
Okay. Well, I just signed up for a 1-year course in shamanism.
Wow.
And one of the things I'm doing is every day for 3 months, I'm going to go out into the forest.
Wow.
So my intention is to stick with it, to do it.
That's so
I'm gonna
cool.
go out and commune with Mother Nature. That's my intention.
And of course, and I'm sure John will back me up on this, as well as Anna and all of you. Nature is such an amazing teacher, such a beautiful teacher.
Yeah, nature's got all the answers.
Yeah,
Nature has all the answers for us if we're open to it. We
yeah.
have to be open to that, to understand that.
A druid.
With all of the different energies, all the different land energies that there are, all the different realms that you can tap into, it's all in front of us.
And I chose this background today with the orbs for the reason of your talk today, John, and helping us to see into the unseen realms, because of course orbs are beings. And
I started off with orbs. I started my journey with orbs in ancient churches in Sussex. So yeah, orbs show energy, I believe. I mean, there's still people out there that say orbs are just dust and water, but
yeah, I know. Well, they can we're all entitled to our thoughts and our belief systems, and I always say,
of course,
thoughts are everything, right? Because there's nothing around us that didn't start with a thought, even us.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's your intention, John?
My intention at the moment is to get my work out further onto different platforms, to different people. I mean, it's gone around the world, but it needs more. It needs a boost. So that's what my intention would be.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so I found my notes that I couldn't see before. So just to finish on the archangel RAZIEL, there's an electromagnetic energy about this particular angelic being. And if you could see him psychically, he appears as a sort of feathered being with blue wings and a kind of gray type fabric. And the gray fabric on him looks like a sort of swirling swimming pool, like water almost. And there is an association with a rainbow light and a yellow aura and this magical grey swirling material. The robes are, as I say, like a swimming pool. He's very tall with blue wings, and he's a patron of the shadow hunters and creator of the Nephilim, which kind of gives it a little bit of a dark energy. But secrets are always in the shadows, right? So he is the archangel of secret knowledge, and loosely translated, the Nephilim is translated to the word giants. And in the Jewish interpretations of the Nephilim, it's spoken of as the hybrid sons of fallen angels, and this was before Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
And there's more information about that in The Angels of Atlantis, written by a friend of mine who is called Stuart Pearce, who teaches at the College of Psychic Studies. He's a very interesting man.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I've captured the Nephilim at Stonehenge.
At Stonehenge?
I have a picture of the Nephilim at Stonehenge, yeah.
Wow. Amazing. So, Anna, would you like to go first or second? What would you like?
Whatever.
Greta, do you have a choice? No? Okay. Greta, would you like to go first?
Absolutely.
Great.
And I have 7 minutes, is that right?
Yes.
Or more? Okay. Good. Well, since we have new people here, I'll tell you a little bit of what I'm going to do. In these in my segments, I usually do a bit of energy healing using the energy healing modality emotion code. And that means that I will connect to the group. And on behalf of the group, I will find, and together we will release trapped negative emotional energies. Hi, Delia, nice to see you. Associated with some problem or some intention in our lives. And if you want to know more about how it works, I recommend going on my website or my YouTube to see more. It's coachgreta.com. YouTube is also Coach Greta. But instead of spending too much time explaining, I want to go straight to work. And today I was thinking, instead of focusing on one thing for all of us, I was thinking, let's just all get whatever we want. Like, why choose, right? So if you have anything in your life that's not working to your satisfaction, whether it's your love life, abundance, some kind of health thing, maybe you have a little backache, whatever it is, choose that thing. So I'll give you like a little minute to think about it. So choose something. And I'll choose my thing. And then I'm going to ask everyone's permission to connect to your energy so that I can find what emotions we can release on behalf of the group that is going to help alleviate the problem or up level whatever area of life we're talking about. So do I have everyone's permission? Nod your head. Yeah, thank you. Okay, good. So my name is Greta. My name is the group. Okay. So do we all have a trapped emotion that we can release related to the intentions we just set? Yes. Okay, so the first emotion to come up is defensiveness. And what happens when we name the emotion is it comes to the surface, and usually it brings with it a thought, a person, something that's related to when this emotion was felt and trapped. So defensiveness, just acknowledge whatever comes up for a moment. And can we release? Yeah, so to release, we're going to start between the eyebrows and swipe 3 times towards the back of the neck with the intention to release the trapped emotion of defensiveness. Good. Was it released? Yes. Do we have another trapped emotion we can release to help with this intention? Yes. The emotion that comes up is terror. Terror. So acknowledge it. Acknowledge whatever comes up. And let's release this trapped emotion of terror. Is it released? Yes. Is there another trapped emotion we can release? Yes. Humiliation. Humiliation. Can we release? Yes. Releasing this trapped emotion of humiliation. Is it released? Yes. Is there another trapped emotion we can release? Yes. Effort unreceived. Effort unreceived. Now let's release this trapped emotion of effort unreceived. Is it released? Yeah. Anything else? Yes. Anger. Our good old friend anger always seems to come up. So acknowledge whatever comes up for you when I say anger. And let's release. Good. Was it released? Yes. Anything else? Yes. Defensiveness. Now let's release this trapped emotion of defensiveness. Has it released? Yeah. Some more, yes. And the next emotion is lust. Lust. So let's release this trapped emotion of lust. Is it released? Yes. Is there more? Yes. Unsupported. Can we release? Yes. So let's release this trapped emotion of unsupported. Is it released? Yes. All right. That was 7 minutes. So hopefully the next few days, just pay attention to self-care, self-love. If you need to rest, rest. You might feel things shift around, things might come up, you might get emotional, all that's normal. It usually passes within a day or two. You might feel nothing, you might feel a lot. And if you have any questions, you can send me a message and I'll help you out. But other than that, also pay attention to see if anything changes in the area or with the intention that we were working on. So look for evidence that this is now improved. Thank you so much.
That was wonderful. Thank you, Greta. Coach Greta is Coach Greta's new website where you can find out more about her work. In just a moment, I'm going to hand over to Anna. Before I do, I just want to take a minute and just speak about as we raise our vibration, if we're on a spiritual path, what happens is that we manifest quicker. And, we talked about thoughts, and thoughts become things. And with that kind of evolution, you have a responsibility to keep your vibe high. Because if you don't, then you kind of like on a path of things will happen to you and you won't understand why they're happening to you. I'm going to share a very short extract of something that explains this concept. As your thoughts become higher and more positive, your soul allows more and more of them to manifest. The more you evolve, the more power your thoughts have to create your reality, and the more responsibility you have to think in higher ways. So just think on that for a second. If it's okay with you, Anna, I'm going to hand over to you now.
Sure. Hey, everyone. So for you new people, my name is Anna Pavlakis, and as Alexis said, I'm a shamanic healer, and I'm also a feng shui practitioner. And so since this weekend is the year of the yin water rabbit, I wanted to talk about that. I talked a little bit about it in the last sacred segments about things to do to prepare for it, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about the qualities of the year. So I've got 7 minutes. Okay. So it's the yin water rabbit year. And there are 2 types of water in Chinese philosophy. There's yin water and yang water. This last year, the year of the tiger, was yang water. So that is like the energy of rapidly moving water. Think the ocean. When the tides are coming in and all of that, it's very strong, very powerful. Whereas yin water is either like very still like a lake, or softly moving like a babbling brook or something. So it's much, much gentler. And so the energies of yin water are about flow, intuition, staying open, not limiting yourself, um, not pushing, okay? Not pushing things when it's more like going with the flow. It's a very flowy energy. There are some challenges this year because of the quality of this energy, which is about making firm decisions. Okay, it's going to be harder to do that. Also setting boundaries, because water doesn't want to have boundaries. If it does, it'll just flow everywhere. So that kind of thing will be a little bit challenging for most people. On the other hand, it's also a year where you're going to feel more calm and more relaxed, especially compared to the last year, which was not very calm, relaxed. But you could also feel a bit stuck. Okay, the energy can feel a bit like stagnant. Like imagine like a pond where the water just never moves. So you might need to, even though you're not supposed to push things too much, you're still going to need to maintain focus on your goals. So it might feel a little harder to achieve your goals or to have that focus and drive. So it's kind of like a mixed kind of thing, because you want to be flowy and open and going with stuff, but at the same, and you don't want to be pushing, but at the same time, you could also lose sight of your goals. So it's a bit of both. And there might be a lot of pauses. So like there'll be this like movement forward and then a pause. So try not to get discouraged or distracted by that. So that's the energy of the water part of the yin water rabbit year. Now I want to talk about the rabbit. So the rabbit represents creativity, creation, fertility, rebirth. So it's a wonderful year for creativity. If you're involved in any kind of creative industry or projects, it's a great year for that. Thinking of new ways of doing things. It's supposed to be a very good year for the hospitality and wellness industry, particularly luxury, so like spa kind of stuff. So if you're, if you're interested in doing a business, doing something like that, it could be very, very good. It's also any kind of creative industry, though, it's really good. And it's a very intuitive energy, okay? So intuitive industries or anything where you need to use your intuition is good. So it doesn't just mean psychic work, right? It can mean other things. Because it's a very fertile time, it's really good for entrepreneurs and for small businesses. So yay. And also if you're interested in starting a family, hello, rabbit, very fertile. That's a great time for that. Money, in terms of money, because the energy is very flowy, money could be flowing in, but also flowing out. So if you find that it's flowing more in one direction than the other, like if it's flowing out more, you might want to employ some feng shui practices or adjustments to ensure that money continues to flow in, okay? Rabbit represents also love and friendship. So it's a really wonderful year for networking, anything where you're creating some kind of a network, socializing. It could be a very good year for love, and that kind of thing. And then finally, because it's water, it's a very strong water energy. Be very careful in your home of leaks and floods. Okay, there's a tendency for that. And also like natural disasters around the world involving flooding. And I don't know if you know, but I heard like in California right now, they're having like incredible rain. I mean, Southern California, it never rains like that, but it's like raining and raining and raining. So there's a tendency to having things like that. So as soon as you see a leak or something in your house, fix it. And basically, it's a year to be gentle. It's a much gentler year than the past year. So be very gentle with yourself, be gentle with others, and enjoy the year of the rabbit, and clean your house before Sunday. Clean your house and declutter. I said that last time, I think, but I want to emphasize it. Okay. And if you can pay off debts and stuff before that, that's good too. So yeah, enjoy the Yin Water Rabbit year. And if you have any questions, I will put my website in the chat box, and I'd be happy to talk to you about anything. So let me know. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. That was really informative, Anna. Thank you so much. And Integrated Soul Healing is at Anna's website if you want to find out more about her work. Is that right? Sorry, could you unmute so that?
Yeah, I'm about to put my website there. It's not called Integrated Soul Healing. That's the business name, but
Okay.
I'll put the website in the chat.
You'll put it in the chat. Thank you so much. And welcome Morag, who's joined us. Good to have you with us. Just before I hand over to John, who is going to speak for 40 minutes, plus there will be a 5-minute Q&A. I'm just going to quickly ask in the remaining 2 minutes, I'd like, do you have anything that you would like to share about yourself to Mal?
Well, I don't know what to share, because I'm here to listen, and yeah, this is my first time. So what is it that you?
Just in case that there's anything about the work that you do, or a particular area of interest that you would like to share about yourself. No obligation to, just in case that there's anything about what you do that you'd like to share.
Sure. Well, I don't do any shamanic activities or spiritual things. It just piqued my interest lately. I'm quite I'm a technical. I'm more like a scientist
Wow.
with engineering things that I do, and more practical, working in the field and stuff. So that's a bit about me, but I'm getting more and more interested in mystic things, and so happy to be here to listen.
And great to meet you. Great to have you here. Thank you. And I always appreciate the scientific perspective. And I think when spirituality meets science, there's going to be a revolution on Earth, I think. Thank you for sharing that about yourself. Morag also joined us, and I wrote her a private message just to say, after when John's finished, if you want to do a 7-minute share, if you're available, because there was supposed to be 2 other people that were meant to have joined us, but they haven't. They may turn up later. These things happen. But Morag, you're very welcome to if you want to. So John, if you're ready, then I'm going to hand over to you, with it being past now. I'm going to ask you to unmute, because there was some background noise and I muted during the time that Anna was speaking. So John, if you could unmute, and I'm also going to make you co-host so you can share the images.
Excuse me, sorry. Had a bit of an issue with the Wi-Fi here.
Okay.
Because I'm in sunny West Sussex, which is on the south coast of England. It's not known for its Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my laptop screen. I'm just going to turn around the camera, and I'm going to show you my laptop screen. So I'm going to run some videos. I'll run through what I've got. I'm going to show you some photos, and we'll do it like that. And tell me if you can't see it, and I'll make it better.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with an introduction, which hopefully will explain a bit about what I do. So I'm going to turn around. Can everybody see the screen there? Can you all see my laptop screen there?
No.
How about there?
We can see something. Yeah. Maybe full screen one
You
image.
can see
And
the
then
screen?
we can, yeah, just maybe full screen
Yeah.
one image so that we can see if it's visible.
Yep.
Yeah, that's better. Can see that. Just we're missing the D of Enchanted. So maybe turn.
Yeah.
What about the volume? Volume, maybe.
I'm going to put the volume up a little bit, so it's quite up high.
Can you move your camera
I see one.
just a little bit to the right?
There.
No, the other way. Sorry, left.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Mr. Ben, the creator of
No,
that,
it
was,
doesn't be full screen.
okay, that will do. We're missing a little bit part of the screen, but yeah, that's better. That's better. That's it. Yeah.
Maybe.
Now you're just half of the screen, so go down.
Okay, I apologise about the book.
That's better. That's
Yeah.
good. Leave it like that.
Can we put it from beginning?
I'll go back to the beginning if I can.
That's okay.
And volume, John.
I can't get any more
No, that's
volume.
good. That's good.
So this is Athena in the tree. There's an owl at the top of the tree that I'm talking to in that one.
Well, what we're seeing is Mr. Ben.
You still see Mr. Ben?
Yes.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
Okay, now we can see.
Really sorry about this. It's
Everything what's in here.
okay.
So do you want to explain to us what we're looking at?
Well, this is just an introduction to it. This is just a little bit about me going to these different places and connecting to the energies. So this video is just really an intro to what I do and my work with light.
Okay, well we
Going
can't
to
really
lots of
hear.
different places with ley lines, crop circles, stone circles.
We can't really hear, so maybe if you just speak, that would be better.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a very special tree to me. It's my mum's tree that she painted, but I will explain more as I go through because this is quite a fast segment to pick up invisible light in a forest. So it's picking up all the trees' energies. This is Wistman's Wood in Dartmoor, Stonehenge.
Okay, so let me ask, can I ask you a question?
Hey.
Sorry, the sound is not good. We can't hear you.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's my
So that
question.
you can hear me and I can explain.
Here's my question. So what brought you to this work? and what is the technique that you're using?
Okay. Right. So a few years ago, I did the cliche thing. I was very depressed. I suffered with PTSD from an accident in my early years, and I was very, very upset, very depressed, kept going back to different timelines, going back to the old timelines where I was when I was, and I did the cliche thing, and I show me, you know, if there's something there, show me. And after that, I started finding hearts everywhere. Everywhere I went, I started finding hearts.
Okay.
On the ground, on the beach. And then I started dowsing as well. If anybody knows what dowsing is with a pendulum.
Yes.
I started doing that, and it was obvious that I could do it, and I picked it up really quickly. And then I got into the photography. I got into my photography, and I started taking the images, which I will show you. I will put the images on screen, and I'll do my best to show you some of those images. And I can always share them to a group as well, if that's easier. But I started taking pictures, and I started capturing gods, goddesses, you name it, any realm I was able to seem to be able to tap into. So it was really to do, I guess, with keeping me in the moment. That's the big thing I would say. That's the key to it.
So let me just feedback what I'm understanding and tell me if I'm accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're using digital photography to capture light waves that aren't usually seen. Is that correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. All right. And
Yeah.
so can you explain? Can you show us your images one by one and explain them?
Yeah, I can do. I'm going to load up the first image here, which is
Okay, we can see that.
you can see that?
Yes.
So that's the first ever image I took using the Oldfield filter, which shows the invisible light, which was taken at Kingly Vale. So in that image, when I shared that image about 7 years ago, people started coming back and saying to me, oh, I can see this, I can see that in it, I can see lots of different things. So that is basically a tree that I worked with for 7 years. I went back to that tree for 7 years, and it showed me so much stuff. Can you all see that image?
Yes.
Good. Okay, I'm going to go to some more images now.
If you could straighten the camera, that would be helpful.
Okay. Can you still see that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this one, I believe, is the Green Man. Can everybody see the face here? Around here?
There's a face. Yeah, definitely.
So that is basically, I believe, the Green Man, who I'm very, very connected to. Very, very connected. Every time I've been out in nature, every time I've done, sorry. Yeah.
Have you mirrored that image, or is that one image? Is that half and half?
That's a mirrored image. Yeah, it's a half and half image, which I was really shown the importance of mirroring as I was going along, because some people were saying to me, well, it's a mirrored image, of course it's going to show a face. Well, some of my stuff is so obvious that there's something there that it kind of tested me on whether or not I was believing what I was seeing, if that makes sense.
It does make sense to me, because I understand that dimensions are not only in this realm, but go into other realms as well.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what I started doing. I started doing these portal pictures. And on that one, you can see like a load of faces going up in a tree. That's a mirrored photo.
Can you just point to the faces that you see?
I can see a deer here. I can see a Nordic face. I can see something there.
Look into the
All the way up the top. There's lots of stuff going on in that photo.
It's a beautiful photograph.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a different dimension. It's when I took that photo, I actually went into the tree in my mind. I was actually in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is another face, and it's come through in light this time. You know, this face has come through in light.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I do with mirroring, this sort of thing. On this one, there's like fairies flying past down the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the sort of thing I've been doing. I've been learning how to do these techniques. Now, you can see on here, there's half the face before mirroring. Can you see that?
I can't see it very clearly, but I don't know if anybody else.
If I zoom in, you'll see it. Just here. Just there.
Point out, darling.
Just there. Just round here, there's half the face.
Okay.
So it's all about, basically, it's about light. It's about the energy of the place. It's about the colors that come through. There's lots and lots of different photos. I'm going to look for the Stonehenge one, which I said about, which is this one. There's a full figure in the rock.
And who was the being that you said that who is the being that you said is in this?
I think people have said to me, because sometimes I don't always pick up on what I'm getting. Some people will obviously give their perception of what they're seeing.
I can definitely see something there.
There's there's a full figure in this picture. There is a full figure standing there.
Definitely.
There's an owl pendulum. There's something here. There's a face. There's face all the way up to the top.
And you mentioned a being earlier at Stonehenge that you encountered. What was that? Who was that being?
Green man.
No, somebody else. It was before that. Before the Green Man. You mentioned a different entity.
Liren, Queen Yang, you name it. It's there. It's all there. I mean, this one is Queen Yang, I believe, Chinese goddess of mercy. I
can see Kuan Yin there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the top, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So, it's all the mythology that kind of comes true, which is quite intriguing, really. That's Stonehenge. Wow. That's taken with the old field filter and just a mirrored image. So there's lots here, and then there's this effect, which is like a portal. So there's all like the faces going all the way up the stone.
That's beautiful. Wow. Can you get any closer on that?
Sorry?
Can you get closer on that middle stone?
I'll try to, if I can. There you go. So you can see, if I can move it up and down, you can see the faces. And then there's a big face down here, obviously, that you can see, and it goes all the way up. Obviously, it's going to blur as you zoom in, but there is so much activity in this stone going all the way up.
Definitely.
And then there's this one that's like a druid. It's not a great one, but you can probably see there that there's stuff going on here. Face there.
Yeah, that's the being that we saw in the other photograph as well.
Yeah, same. They come through. They do come through. What else have I got at Stonehenge that I can show you? That's probably a better one of it there. Something going on there. So that's what it is. I mean, it's taking the photos, looking at them later, and then seeing what's in them.
So
That's
can I
like
ask
a
you another
dream.
question, please, John? And
Yeah.
so from this experience that you've had since you've encountered these other dimensional beings,
Yeah.
what would be the lesson that you take away from it? Obviously, there's the one that there are beings that around us that we don't always see. But,
Yeah.
you know, what do you think is your lesson? You know, what are your takeaways from your experiences?
Well, it's to stay in the moment. For me personally, it's to stay in the moment. Definitely. I mean, as a child, I've always known that there was something else out there as well, but I didn't know what it was. And you know, it was only in my 40s that I started doing this. So, you know, the lesson would be for me would be to stay in the moment, definitely.
Do you have
Because
more?
obviously, when I was working with that tree for 7 years, I had to stay in the moment. It was all about staying in the moment. I mean, I've got literally hundreds of tree portal photos. There's literally hundreds of them.
So how would you speak to somebody that hadn't encountered this phenomena? Like, if we wanted to do this, if we wanted to go into the forest or into a sacred place, you know, and maybe capture some images for ourselves, is there a way that we could do this?
Well, I would say there's a lot of people that come to me and say, oh, I want to do what you do. I want to take the same photos as you do. Obviously, the taking the photos is individual to me. That's my gift. Okay. So people can go out there. They're not necessarily going to get the same thing as me. They're not necessarily going to get the same results as me, because I do believe that that's part of my soul path.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe also that I'm here to share this with people and to show them and to maybe awaken something in them. It's quite calming in a way, because it's understanding that this isn't it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So because you're not able to share your screen, I'm going to ask you to maybe just go to 1/2 and take 10 more minutes, and then come back again when you're able to share your screen.
I'll try again. I will try it again, but as I say, I've had problems logging in with the Wi-Fi, which I wasn't expecting, to be honest. I thought it would be fairly straightforward to log in and to make it work, basically. So I apologise for that. I'm being tested. Universe likes to test me on stuff, so
it happens.
You know.
It happens. So in the remaining time, are there particularly poignant images that mean something to you that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, can you see the images at all or not?
We can, but not as clearly as had you been able to share your screen.
Okay. How about there?
Yes, but not very well.
Okay, that's a shame, because obviously it's all about the images. Okay, what I could do is I could try to go.
Try another one. This is not very clear.
Okay. How about that one?
Well, what we're seeing is kind of like half of the screen. I'm definitely seeing two heads there on the side.
Yeah.
But it's not very clear. If you could share your screen, it would be better, obviously.
Sure. I can try. Can you see that one down here?
Yeah.
See this down here, this entity?
In the middle?
Just here, where I'm waving?
I can.
And what are we seeing there?
Well, we're seeing an entity here in the ground. Here, teeth, eyes, nose,
That white head.
ears, purple, almost like, I don't know, hobgoblin. Who knows?
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see a lot going on there. There's some geometry happening and faces.
Yeah, yeah.
Inca type beings. I'm seeing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll do my best with this. As I say, I do apologise. I'm going to have a look. This is orbs. Look, this is an orb that I captured in Cornwall. Can you see that orb?
Yes.
That's at the place of that was at the site of a miner that died in a Cornish tin mine. That was the first orb picture I took, and
So
that's really what got me into all of this.
What do you think orbs are?
I think they're definitely some sort of energy. I kind of started with orbs, but then quickly moved on from them.
Okay. So
That makes sense.
to take us to half past, I'll want you to take 3 more minutes sharing photographs, and then allow 5 minutes for question time.
Sure.
So, do you have any particular other images that you want to share?
Yeah, I'm going to look for the one of Isis. Oh yeah, I can show you the pictures as well. I've got some pictures framed as well that you can have a look at. I mean, I literally have thousands of these.
Morag is asking,
there's a good one.
What equipment do you use for the photographs? Is it an iPhone that you're using?
Just use an Android phone. I make sure that I get a good phone. Can you see that picture of the druid there at Kingly Vale? Like a dark image here of somebody.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm going to hold it. That's okay. Just hold it there. Okay. Okay. So sorry about that. We're back on. I'm going to show you an image of me here. This is an image of me with light projection on my back. What can you see the symbol? Looks like a big cat or an owl. So it's like spirit coming out onto my back.
There's also a heart right in the center.
Yeah, there's always, as I say, there's always hearts going on. Universal, symbol of love comes through. And I think that shows me not to be frightened of anything, because I have captured a lot. I'm going to try and find the picture of Isis that I believe is Isis.
Okay.
So here, can you see a face at the top?
Yes, definitely.
Here. So there's the third eye open there. There's the whiskers. That's Lyran. That's Lyran energy that I've been working with. I've actually been up to the ships in Astral, and that's what I got. That's the photo that I got to validate what I'm doing.
Okay. Can you speak a little bit more about the Lyrans?
Yeah, the Lyrans are a race that are trying to ascend the planet at the moment. They're very much on the ascension path of trying to get the planet ascended in vibration. Obviously, they're an ancient species of big cat, which I believe is my starseed as well.
To me, what I'm seeing when I look at this image is a dual being, both male and female. I'm seeing a male figure, and I'm also seeing a female figure that's integrated into that male being. So it's a dualistic entity that is operating through multi dimensions. And it almost looks like Christ in one way, but then in another way, it looks like a goddess, like at the top.
Yeah, Mary Magdalene in there as well.
Well, Morag is a Magdalene priestess, so I'm sure she would have picked up on that.
Well, it's quite weird because when I sell these, sometimes I go to spirit fairs and things and sell these images, and somebody said to me straight away, they said, oh, that I get Mary Magdalene from that energy. Obviously, it's a universal goddess energy. It's not, maybe not specific to one goddess, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, absolutely. These are multi-dimensional beings that are coming through and are available to all who have the eyes to see them, right?
Yeah, definitely, and that are open and that are not in fear of seeing them as well. Because I mean, it's taken me a while, obviously, to get to this stage to be able to do this. This one is Ganesh, and then there's an owl at the top. Here's Ganesh in the tree.
I see the owl. Yeah, I see the owl. I can't see Ganesh. Could you point Ganesh out?
There you go, Ganesh there. Eyes there.
Yes.
Sun.
Yeah, I see it. Wow, fascinating. So, in these remaining few minutes, can we open for question time? And
I'm going to show you one more image, which is quite an important image. If I can find it quickly, I'm having to. That's okay. Thank you. Just going to find it, and we'll put you back on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to show them while I'm doing that.
How about I try?
Wow.
But
Gorgeous.
this is the bottom. John, you would say.
So that's forget-me-nots, which is very important. It's linked to my mum and her struggle with dementia, and I got that picture when I went to somewhere that was very, very energetic, and I got that picture, which is really, really important to me. It's a really significant picture, but it's also significant to a lot of other people that are going through that same struggle with relatives that have got dementia.
Both of my parents are dealing with dementia. So it's very poignant to me as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing those beautiful images. Okay, I think I have a question, and then maybe opening it up to other people as well. So, with these multi-dimensional beings, if they were to speak through you and give us all like a message in a sentence, what would that message be?
Wake the hell up, maybe.
Right.
As a planet.
Yeah, we definitely need that.
You know, I mean, I also work with star seeds. If anybody knows what star seeds are.
Yeah.
But it's kids that are here that are going to change the future. I mean, there's so many systems. We don't need to go into it now because we all know what's wrong with the planet. But you know, there's so much that needs changing, and I would say that they would be talking about being on the love vibration. It's as simple as that. We've got the choice, but we seem to choose, a lot of us seem to choose not to be on that vibration.
Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself, and maybe other people have different opinions, but I feel as if you're absolutely right in what you just said. However, the world and the people that are in control of our world and the narrative are not allowing us to be there all the time.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's kind of designed for us not to be awake, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do with the images, and my video work is to fight that, I guess. Is to fight that narrative of keeping us in the box.
Okay, well, thank you. Beautiful. So, does anybody have any questions or thoughts that they would like to share about this work? Welcome, Luke, as well, that's joined us. Good to see you. I was thinking of you today, so good. Yeah, that always happens to me, I think of somebody and then they appear. And who's the kitty? What's their name?
Bushy. No, it's Pepper.
Hello, Pepper. Yeah, so does anybody have any questions or thoughts?
Well, I was noticing a lot of animal spirits.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
A lot. A lot of,
Yeah.
it was like a lot of really, well, to me, very shamanic
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of spirit
energies in there.
nature
Yeah, I
spirits
was
come
seeing
through. Yeah.
jaguars and all kinds of earth spirits and so on in there, in addition to the other ones that you mentioned, like Kuan Yin and all
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Green Man, Bananas.
And the
yeah.
Stonehenge one looked to me like a totem pole.
Yes,
All the faces stacked on
that's
top.
how it works. Yeah,
Mhm,
that's how the energy works. It's as above, so below.
mhm.
So you get it in the clouds as well. I've got pictures in, obviously, with
Yeah.
the Queen Yang. That's the cloud, mirrored cloud image,
Mhm.
which shows that it's in the clouds as well as the on you know, down on the earth.
Mm.
Greta, you look like you have a question.
Yes, I do. So you said you use your phone to take these pictures.
Yeah.
So if I go out with my phone to
Yeah.
take a picture like this, like, is there a specific setting? Do you have to apply specific filters? How do you go about it?
It's soul work. I'm
Mm.
guided. It's intuitive. And yes, I have learned, you know, I've obviously learned how to use all the different technologies, but I would say that you would be guided to take that picture. You would learn how to take that picture. I've tried to teach people how to do this and I can't. It's not something that I can do. I can't say, right, you'll go and get a picture of Queen Yang at Stonehenge if you do it like this, because it's obviously from the soul.
Okay.
My personal perspective when I've taken pictures like that, I mean, I was going to say at the beginning of your, just before you started, John, is that I went to a forest with a friend of mine who is a channeler and a druid.
Yeah, yeah.
He's late 70s now. I don't actually
Yeah.
know if he's still alive. His name's Chris Street. But he taught me to speak to trees.
Yeah, yeah.
And I took an incredible number of photographs with similar, you know, kind of entities coming out of the trees.
Mhm.
And, you know, it was almost like he opened that dimensional portal for me and I couldn't, I didn't see it before. And it's a work in progress, isn't it? Because once you become open to seeing into the other dimensions, then it is a very personal thing, like you said in your title, you know, a personal experience. And it is very personal and it's quite difficult to share with other people. You're with people of like mind here. So I think that we're mostly open to, you know, to understanding that it's a very real concept and real beings that you're seeing. But I think, you know, in the mainstream, this isn't really understood or accepted as
Not at all.
as real.
Not at all. I spoke to the inventor of the filter that I use, the Elfield filter. I actually spoke to him and he was really taken with what I was capturing. He'd not seen anything like it. And he said to me, why are you mirroring the photos? And I said, well, because it's showing the dimension. It's showing the other part of the dimension that we can't see. And because he was a scientist, he couldn't understand that. He couldn't get his head around that, even though he was spiritual. He couldn't understand. And he was worried. He was worried about my integrity, about me putting myself out there and saying this is a mirrored image, you know, because he didn't want people to come back and say, oh, well, this is rubbish because it's just two images. So no, I don't think we're even halfway to understanding what we can see if we're open and feel.
Yeah. It reminds me also of Kirlian photography, you know, that was invented by the Russian scientist the photographing of auras.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not the same as that, but it has similar elements where you're seeing energy in some ways, or into the realms of energy. Does anybody else have any thoughts or questions for John before we move on? Okay, well, any closing thoughts, John?
Well, we're in it, aren't we? We're in the thick of the change. That's all I can say. You know, we've got to operate on a higher vibration. We are turning this planet round. Those that are awake, and well, everybody's playing their part, even if you're not awake. But you know, we are turning this planet round slowly. I'm being bloody impatient and waiting for it to happen, but we are. You know, things are happening. And I do feel that we will be, you know, those that are open, those that are healers are going to be needed, really going to be called upon to support other people that haven't seen this coming. God knows how they haven't seen it coming, but my God, we're in the thick of it, but we're coming through it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing those images. Appreciate it. Okay, so thank you very much, and hopefully, you know, we can see them more directly and on another.
I'll do that. I'll make sure I've got the right Wi-Fi. I do apologise.
Thank you. Thank you for
I
sharing.
had hoped it would all work, but you know, I hope that I've given people an insight at least.
Absolutely.
Do you have a website? Do you have a website where the images are available to be seen or bought?
Yeah, well, I'm on Facebook. I am looking at new platforms. I'm a bit rubbish at getting it out there, if I'm honest. I can do it. I can capture it, but sharing it.
And there's the YouTube channel, which is on the link that I shared for the sacred segments.
Yeah, go and have a look at the YouTube, because that's got a lot of magic on. That's got white stags, capturing white stags running around with the drone. It's got a lot of stuff on there. And then
you can see them on his Facebook as well, Anna.
Okay, because some of them are very beautiful. And someday when I have a home, it's the kind of thing I would put in my house.
A lot of people like them for meditation.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, John. Thank you, Anna. I'm going to now go around the group, and I want to start with Luke, because we haven't heard from you. We've heard from everyone else. Do you just want to speak about how you're doing, and is there anything you'd like to share?
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm doing fine. I mean, like, I'm still here. And I don't know, I just want to touch. I can't always join these meetings because it's 2 p.m. for me, and it's right in the middle of my work day. I happen to have a client cancel on me today, so just before the meeting, so I could jump on here. So it's just lovely to be here and lovely to be with like-minded people and to see you all.
Great to see you. Everybody had the chance to share their intention at the beginning of the session, and I want to give you and Morag the opportunity, and Syra, if you want to share your intention. If you want to type as well or not share, that's of course also fine. But do you have an intention that you'd like to share, Luke?
I'm thinking. So, you know, I think intention as of late is to be more present in the now. You know, I think, and as you know, as we've all have heard that statement before, but you know, what does that really mean? And to be open to everything that may come my way right now.
Beautiful, thank you. Thank you. Syra, thank you for joining us. Are you there? Hello. Do you want to unmute?
Yeah, hello everybody.
Hi.
Intention. I intend to have more clarity and focus in my life.
Beautiful. I think we will share that one as well. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and Morag, if you want to type, feel free. As I said, no obligation. I know.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sitting in the dark here because of I had eye surgery, everyone, which is why I'm not appearing. I can't stare at a screen. It's gonna be.
Bless you.
Yeah. So I should be. I'm doing okay. It's all going really well, so I'm really happy about that. But my intention, we've got a wonderful, powerful new moon on Saturday, and my intention is to get clarity on the best use of my energy over the coming year to manifest not just what I want to manifest, but how I can help humanity.
Oh, that's so powerful. Amazing. Thank you. I came up with an affirmation as I was thinking about this session, which I'd like to share with you. And that is, I am master of my mind and my body, which isn't mine, but was written by Sir George King, who was the founder of the Aetherius Society. And I added, and master of time and manifestation. So I'm gonna repeat the whole affirmation. I am master of my mind and my body, and master of time and manifestation. And I was watching the Oprah Winfrey video that I shared on the Sacred Segments Facebook page after Greta did her vision board last Sacred Segments. There was a masterclass that I found on YouTube on vision boards that Oprah did, Oprah Winfrey, and I shared it. And on that, she was talking about how in the beginning she said, I am a master manifester. And she said it with such power, and I thought, oh, get you, you know, you're not shy in being in your power, are you? And then I thought, well, if you think about everything that she's achieved in her life, and you know, she kind of has that ability to say that she is. And I think that we're quite afraid of being powerful in a lot of ways. We don't allow ourselves to shine. It's like that that quote from Marianne Williamson, who channeled the course in miracles, that's often attributed to who is it? This South African president. His name temporarily escapes me. Unmute, Anna.
Nelson Mandela?
Thank you. It's attributed to Nelson Mandela, but it was actually Marianne Williamson. Do you know what I'm talking about? Who are we not to be powerful? There's a wonderful quote, and it talks about who are we not to be powerful, and as we hide our light, or as we shine our light, we give other people the ability to shine theirs. So I think it's a really good reminder to allow yourself to be more. And you know, when I'm working with students teaching singing, I always ask them to step into a circle of light where they are allowed to be the most magnificent version of themselves, where they can make mistakes and still be fabulous and still be incredible. And I think that if we allow ourselves to do that, then, you know, we can be the best versions of ourselves, even if we make mistakes. And, you know, I'm saying that even knowing that I have great fear and great insecurity, but I know that it's the truth of who we all are, right? So I think bravery is the key to being the most fabulous version of ourselves. And, you know, when Greta does the clearing through the emotion code, I think this is just like shedding layers and getting to the most fabulous versions of ourselves, right? Greta, I want to ask you about this new modality that you're learning. Can you talk a little bit about it, the development of emotion code and body code, and what's it called?
Sure. So Discovery Healing, who is the company behind Emotion Code and Body Code, are coming up with a new modality this year called
Belief code.
Yeah. So if you think about our point of attraction as some of what you're feeling about what you're thinking. So let's say your attraction point when it comes to money is depending on how you're feeling when you're thinking about money. So if you're feeling like I don't have enough money and you have a strong feeling about it, you will attract many more reasons to feel strongly negative about money. Whereas if you're feeling abundant and you feel feeling good, if you have a big positive feeling about it, you will attract many more reasons to feel good about money or love or health or whatever the subject is. So with emotion code, what we're doing is we're working on the emotion side of things. So we're finding and releasing trapped negative emotions. So let's say your emotional set point is somewhere here, and this is more positive, this is more negative. By releasing trapped negative emotions, you're working your way up, elevating your emotional set point. With body code, we're working on any trapped negative emotions or any imbalances in the body or in the energy body, to also elevate your point of attraction or your energy. With belief code, it's also going to be possible to address the belief side or the thought side. So belief is the thought you've thought many times, and your belief in your subconscious mind are the blueprint for your life. So if your life isn't working as well as you would want it, or if it's working well and then it's not working well, and the underlying reason for that is usually programs and beliefs in your subconscious mind. So with belief code, it's going to be possible to work out. I've seen a video demo of it, and this is powerful. So I'm trained in mistaake as well, which is another modality for changing negative beliefs and installing positive beliefs. But belief code is another way of doing it through it's building on the framework of emotion code and body code. So I'm excited to see when it comes out, and I'm probably going to be one of the first people to sign up to get certified.
Amazing, thank you. So let's just work with that for a second in our own way. Like, I would like for us all to share a belief that we feel is disempowering, and let's rewrite that right now. So if I start, and I know this is true for a lot of people, I believe that I'm not enough or not good enough. Yeah. And so the new thought that I would need to have
I am
is,
enough.
I am enough and I'm good enough, right?
This is the core of why most people struggle. If you can simply correct I am enough and I love myself, a lot of work is done, actually. It's so funny. I saw this talk by Marissa Peer where she talked about this. And what I did was I went home, I wrote on my bathroom mirror, I am enough.
Me too.
And then when my husband came home, instead of being annoyed that I wrote on the bathroom mirror, he sent me a text saying, "You are so much more than enough."
Ah, that's beautiful. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just think for a moment. What belief do we have that we want to rewrite? Okay, let's just share it, and and let's hold each other in love and rewrite these beliefs. Okay, So I shared with you that place in myself where I feel, you know, really shitty, to be honest with you. Yeah, go ahead, Greta. You want to say something?
Yeah, I can share one.
Go ahead.
I will be rejected if I share my wants and needs with people.
Okay. And so what do you think is the new belief, the new thought?
The new belief, and I've worked so much on this myself, and this is one of my biggest lessons and themes at the moment. My intention is to become a master of lovingly expressing my wants and needs.
Wow.
And my new belief is the greatest gift I can give to the people in my life is expressing my wants and needs.
Wow. And I'll condense it even more. You know, what I'm feeling or hearing even is there is strength in my vulnerability, or great strength in my vulnerability.
Yeah.
Or great strength in sharing my vulnerability. You know, I think that's true for all of us, right?
Another one that I've come to realize is I notice when I want to change something, I do the people in my life statements. So I'll say the people in my life love me more when I express my vulnerability, for instance.
Wow.
And what that does is, one, if you're not like that, you can't be in my life, because the people in my life are like that. So it doesn't mean everyone, because that's, you know, that doesn't work, but the people in my life. And it also means that the people who are in my life, if that lives inside of them, the ability to love someone more when they're vulnerable, then that's going to be attracted out of them, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So as we're sharing, if there's other people that want to share, and I will, you know, go around the group, I want everyone to hold them in love and non-judgment as they're sharing. Syra, would you like to go next?
Can you come back to me, because I haven't really?
Absolutely. Okay, Morag, would you like to share?
Yeah, my big thing I've realised and working on is I am too much. I must remain small.
Wow. And what's the new thought?
The new thought is I am in perfect harmony and must fully express myself.
Wow. Now, I heard worlds live within me.
Okay.
And I now allow myself to be magnificent.
That the worlds will live within me hits the spot as well. Yes. Okay. Worlds live within me. I allow myself to be magnificent.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Luke, would you like to go next?
Sure. So maybe you can help me frame this. I think one of the things I've been working with is sort of getting out of my own victim status. And you know, forgive those. I don't love the word forgiveness because it implies a judgment, but to realize that the people who I have deemed sort of the perpetrators of my victim status are, you know, puppets in their own illusion as well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes complete sense, because I identify with everything that you're saying, and you know, I go back to my Louise Hay training, and you know, realize that everybody's doing the best, with the awareness that they have. And if they knew better, they would do better.
If they knew better, they would do better. But then I need to stop sort of connecting this to my own survival.
Right.
You know, because a couple of recent incidences really sort of, you could look at them through the illusion lens, and they've, you know, I've lost a lot of money. And then
Well, this is for me as much as it is for you, is that, you know, I'm an empowered survivor.
right.
Yeah. I'm an empowered survivor. Because I too, I hold my hand up. I go into victim mode probably every day. You know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all good. So I think that's the thing that I've been working with mostly, that I'd like to reframe, you know.
Well, okay, if it doesn't feel strong enough to say I'm an empowered survivor, you could also say
I don't like the word survivor, because
yeah,
that sort of still keeps me
I agree with you.
in victim status.
I definitely agree with you. So let's.
I think just I am empowered maybe might be the shorter answer.
I am powerful.
I am powerful. Yeah.
Powerful.
I need nothing. I don't lack. I think it comes out of a perception of lack.
But then if we remove the I and we allow ourselves to be a vessel for power, then we can just remove the I and say, through grace, I am powerful.
Through grace, I am powerful. And I like to connect it to Greta's thing too, or like the I am enough. Through grace, I am powerful and enough.
Wow. That feels incredible.
I think that's good.
I think that's good. Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to share now, Tamar?
Sure. I believe that I am incapable of forgiving and forgetting things from the past.
Did you say incapable?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. Was there more, or was that it?
No, well, yes, that's about it.
Okay. I heard it straight away for you, and I live in the ever-present now. I live in the ever-present now. Because if we can bring our consciousness into the now, and John was talking about this as well, there is no past and there's no future. There can only be now. And we can withdraw all of our energy from wherever we are, into the now. And we're no longer victims. We're no longer disempowered by thoughts of we can't do this or we can't do that. We're just fully present and open. So the more we can bring ourselves into this moment, then it's a gift. So let's place our consciousness there. And when we find ourselves going into thoughts of the past, realign yourself. It's like, if the hands of the clock are one is at number 1 and the other one's at 11, just bring them back to 12 o'clock if that's where your center is, if you know what I mean. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that's useful. Anna, would you like to share? Oh, I like what Greta wrote. I forgive myself and others for all the wrongs done to me, and I take responsibility for my own life. Beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Anna, just before you say what you're going to say, Greta's triggered something that I'd like to share, and I think there's no need for forgiveness, because we're perfect as we are, really. If we could just accept ourselves in the moment. But please go ahead, Anna.
Yeah, it's interesting because today I was at a talk given by a woman who does emotion code and body code in Psych K, but she was teaching us how to do the sway test.
Oh, yeah.
And she gave a list of affirmations, and the one that landed on the table with the partner I was paired up with was about love or something, love relationships. And so I went through each of them and tested, and I got, yes for everything. But the one that tested no on the list was something like, it's easy for me, or I easily receive love. And also there was also abundance too, love and abundance. But I thought it was very interesting. She was shocked. She said, I can't believe that you don't believe that you deserve to receive love. She said, because to me, you really embody love. I'm like, yeah, it's easy to give it. So I was like, wow, I still have work to do on that belief. So
for Tamal and for you, I'm capable of all things. And for Morag and for all of us, worlds live within me. I'm capable of all things. We are the universe. We're the microcosm of the macrocosm, right? If we look at ourselves, we're all just one great big being, pretending to be lots of different beings. So it's all within us. And the fact that you can think it means that it exists, right? So let's not limit ourselves or realize that we are limiting ourselves through thought, and that we can unlimit ourselves through thought as well. It's just a thought, and a thought can be changed, right? It's just a thought, and a thought can be changed. Syra, and I'm aware that we've gone a little bit over time. Hopefully we're all good with that, and we will finish in the next few minutes.
Well, to be honest with you, can you hear me? Listening to all the positive affirmations,
yeah,
it's good, because I guess I'm in the present and I'm not wanting to think about negativity and stuff.
Absolutely.
But one that does come to me is that I need to be able to take constructive criticism without getting upset and feeling I'm not good enough.
Right.
So I don't know how that can be.
Well, I'm open. You could say I'm open to all avenues of thought, and just because somebody has an opinion doesn't mean that that's the truth. The truth is multidimensional. The truth is what we believe for us. Yellow as a color is experienced in so many different ways, depending on where you're standing. If you were looking at the bottom of a glass from the top perspective, it would look completely different if you were looking at it from the side or from underneath, so it all depends on where you stand. So allowing others to have their opinions and not be affected by it is fine, because you can choose to allow them to have their opinion and not be affected by it. Like the saying goes, water off a duck's back. Be the duck.
What did you say? I'm open to
all avenues of perception. But all perspectives. Change it till it feels right for you and gives you that electric buzz that we've talked about.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Morag, would you like to share?
To me, it's really just about shifting my perspectives as we go into this new time. So really feel into the energies and work with them. Really open up to all the energies and work with them, so that I can do the best I can for not only myself, but for humanity as a whole. I think we're coming into new energies which are going to really support us.
Beautiful.
our
So let's just send healing energy to each other on our journey and on our path as we go into this new phase and new year, as you said, Anna, with the rabbit, the year of the rabbit. So let's just support each other in love and in consciousness. John, is there something that you would like to share about vulnerability before we just unmute, if you would? If you want.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I'm going to offer you, if you like it, a card reading, a quick card reading from my cards.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you can you see me? Can you see me on video?
No.
You can't see me on video. Hang on a sec, and I will go back. I just need to work this out. Just bear with me. Okay. So I've started. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I've created some cards from my photos. It's up to people if they'd like a reading. I can do that quickly.
Give us one card, and then we need.
Okay,
to
so I'm going to
go on over time.
I'm going to pick. Okay, so what I'll do, instead of going around to everybody, I'm going to pick a card for the night, for the group.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm just going to shuffle them, and I'm going to go to where I need to go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I've picked the sunflower card, which is all about facing the light. It's all about being in the light and facing the light and making the choice of actually looking for the light.
Nice. That's gorgeous.
Can you see the card?
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah. So that's really that's what I would sum up from tonight is about having the choice of following light. Obviously, we have light and dark in us, but it's balancing that light and dark.
Yes,
For a
I'm open
sunflower
to change.
to grow.
I'm open to light. I'm receptive to all good. I'm open and receptive to growing into the new version of the best version of myself.
Yeah. To be the best version of ourselves, definitely. And that's what the sunflower does. It faces the light to do that, you know.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you for your beautiful images. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. If there's anything that you would like to say before we close, please let me know. If not, then I'd just like to close this session with gratitude and just say one thing that you're grateful for. If I start and then we'll go around the group. I'm grateful for the color purple and the vibration that it offers. And I'm going to ask Tamal next. Something you're grateful for.
I'm grateful for everyone who have created music.
Beautiful. Thank you, Tamal. John.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for having the opportunity to share my work tonight and connecting with like-minded people.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. Anna.
I'm grateful for this day.
Lovely. Thank you. Greta.
I'm grateful for the river that surrounds the island I live on.
Thank you, Greta. Luke.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to be more loving.
That's so gorgeous. Thank you. Syra.
Actually, is it Tamal? I was actually, when he was saying that, I was thinking I'm grateful for music, but I'm also grateful for being part of this group this evening. So thank you.
That's so beautiful. And that made me so joyful about music because I'm a singer, so it really resonated with me. Thank you. Morag.
I'm just grateful for the light, for the sunlight we've seen today.
That's so lovely. Healing to your eye, healing to all of you, and love and positive growth and perfect future. Big love to you all. And see you in a couple of weeks, and I will let you know who the guest is on the Facebook group. Big love. Love you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexis.
Thank you,
Thank you,
John.
everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Chinese
Bye.
New Year.